So I totally agree with you in terms of incorporating that South Africanness and that U.S.A. Way of bringing up a child in terms of actually listening to what the child has to say and their
Yes.
concerns. Because
Yes.
parenting is a partnership, not only with your spouse, but with the child, with your
Exactly.
child. It's, yeah, you have to work together to achieve the goals. So, so that's very important in terms of
100%.
yes, in terms of merging the cultures. And how has it impacted you guys, you and your husband and your daughter, in terms of relocating? I know you're the only one that relocated, but
Hmm.
what impact has it had not only on you but the whole family?
My South African family,
No, no, no. Your family, your husband and your daughter.
my relocation, how has it impacted them?
Yes, and you. You can start off by stating how has it impacted you.
Um, I mean, with me, like the plan was not to like stay too long in the United States. I think I was planning to stay just a year. And then my host family were like, "Do you want to extend with us? We'd like for you to stay another year." And I was like, "Okay." And then obviously with me staying another year, it led to my husband and I getting married, right? So I was not mentally prepared to stay that long. And that long turned into 8 years long because I basically left home with stuff still happening. Like I had a storage back home that I was paying for. I was planning on getting a job when I go back home. My family was not prepared for me not to come home after a year or after
Mm,
2 years. You know what I mean? So it kind of all happened unexpectedly, but it happened. And then in terms of my husband and me relocating, obviously it's not a free process. Like we've been paying so much for me to get my proper documents to stay in this country, to be able to work in this country. Like even just now, I just sent off my paperwork to file for citizenship to become a dual citizen. So it's a lot of money, you know, it's stressful
mm,
emotionally, it's financially stressful, but we're trying to do things the right way.
mm,
My child, I don't know if she's really affected. I mean, yeah, we went home. She was small when we went. She was like 17 months and stuff. But thank God again for technology that we managed to FaceTime with my side of the family so she knows that yes, you have a different side of the family in another
mm,
country. So she acclimated very well when we went home. I mean, aside from us, the time we left America, it was the dead of winter. The time we arrived in South Africa, it's the dead of summer. So her body
mm,
could not tolerate that. So she got sick for the first week that we were there. We were there for 3 weeks, you know. But otherwise, she
mm,
acclimated very well. She was comfortable. She ate the food, like, and again, the food tastes different here to South Africa. Here, it's overly processed, and then you get home, it's something different. So I'm gonna say she
mm,
likes better at South Africa, but that's just me. But
mm.
yeah, yeah, that's what I have to say for that question.
I love that. I love the fact that when she ended up the side, that she, it is like, oh no, this is my second home.
Yeah.
You know, like you didn't have any issues besides the fact that, the weather was different, so her body reacted to that. But besides that, she she basically loved it here.
Oh, she did. Oh, she did
Mm.
100%. 100%.
Mm.
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice. So in terms of the impact it had on you and your family, it hasn't been like a tremendous impact or a huge impact. It's just a case of you guys just trying to merge your cultures because
Yeah.
they are quite different.
Yes.
Um, are there any like major cultural differences in terms of parenting?
Uh, y- I mean, my husband and I are on the same page when it comes to a lot of things, I will say. Like,
Mm,
um, I mean, the major thing, like I've mentioned, is that back home in South Africa, it's not really a norm for our parents to really listen to our opinions or whatever we have to say. You know, it's like what it's their house, their rules, what they say goes. Whereas this side,
mm,
they do take in consideration that okay, this child is a human. They also have their own opinions and they might want to voice it out. Just hear them out, not saying that you have to agree with what they say, but at least try to understand where they're coming from without dismissing them just because you're older
Mm,
than them. You know what I mean?
mm,
So apart from that, like, yeah, him and I are a lot of the times on the same page. If she's not listening, we take away her tablet time. Like she gets to watch a tablet for an hour a day, watch something educational, you know? So if she doesn't listen,
mm,
then we take that away, stuff like that. She doesn't, she doesn't get what she wants all the time. But otherwise, it really hasn't. No, I think we are on the page a lot of the times for
mm,
sure. Yeah.
mm. And she's not yet in school. She's
No,
still at home.
she is still at home. So things here work differently as well, like compared to South Africa. So she's gonna be going to what is it? Kindergarten next this year. This year.
Mm,
When she turns 3. So they start at 3. She could have gone to daycare, but we decided that I'll be a stay-at-home mom because A, it's expensive, and B, I had separation anxiety. So there was no way my child was leaving my house to be watched by a stranger, you
mm,
know? So
mm.
thankfully my husband is able to carry the financial burden for everyone, you know, so he's working for both of us. So she's gonna start pre-K like after her birthday in July, but she is only going for, if I remember, I think she is going for the whole week, but it's only for 2 hours a day.
Only two
So things
hours.
are, yeah. So things here are a little bit different because if she was to go for the whole day, and this is not like there's an option for the whole day, the whole option one starts when she is 4 and above. So for 3 year olds, if she was to go for the whole day, it's so expensive as well. A lot of people cannot afford childcare in this country. It's that expensive. Like I even know one girl who took her child to daycare because her and her husband were working. I think she said in a
Mm,
month she pays like, I think she said close to $5,000. If you had to translate that to rands, you don't want to know how much it is. So it's very expensive. It is very expensive, you know? So for
sure.
her to even be going twice for 2 hours every week, it will basically just be for her to go socialize, which she does
Mm,
socialize. Like I make sure as much as she's home with me, I take her to a lot of places to go play with other kids, but she'll basically be
mm,
socializing for 2 hours. So yeah, it's weird. It's weird here when I learned about how these, because I used to ask like, why don't these kids just go to creche and stuff like that? Why do you need an au pair? And then they explained like,
mm.
nah, it's actually very expensive. Like it makes no sense. So yeah, culture shock.
Yeah, I had no idea about
Nope.
that. So the au
Yep.
pairing is the cheaper option and the most, you can say, reliable and safe because that person
Yes.
is living in the house with you if
Yes.
that's the option
Yes.
you choose.
Yes.
Oh my. Wow,
Yep.
I
It's
learned.
cheaper than a nanny. It's cheaper than hiring a nanny who doesn't stay with you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, I learned something new today. I really, really, really did. So, so the difference would be in terms of where you are, you need to be flexible. Like in your case, you are highly blessed where you can have the flexibility of saying, no, I want to be a stay at home mom right now
Mhm.
until the time comes when we are comfortable with her being fully in the schooling system.
Yeah. Yep.
Sure.
Yep. And also another thing here, maternity leave for mothers is only 6 weeks.
Is that like state by state? Is it different state by state, or is that just the whole country?
It could be state by state. I actually never looked into that. I just know a lot of
Okay.
places it's 6 weeks. I've actually never looked. That's a very good question. Huh. Let me
Sure.
do research. Now I'm curious.
Mm. Yeah, because 6 weeks is nothing. I mean, some people haven't even healed. I know it's six
Yeah,
weeks.
exactly.
I was not healed, and
Exactly.
I had a C-section also. So
Exactly.
sure.
That is, yeah, that's a very good question, actually. I never looked into it.
Mm. Mm.
Yeah, it says that it's dependent on the state or
Yeah.
employer policy. That's crazy. Still, it's
Okay.
crazy the fact that it's even that. It's, yeah, it's beyond me. But anyway.
Mm. especially because the side things work very, very different, in terms of provinces, where
Yeah.
it's the same for everyone. Yeah, I think there would be a bit of chaos if we adopted that rule of,
Mm-hmm.
each province is governed a little bit differently. There are benefits, of course, but just say, for instance, with the maternity leave, if it is different for each province, yeah, I don't know if that would run smoothly, the site.
Yeah, exactly. No, I don't think so.
Mm, mm. So you also mentioned, in terms of you relocated to do the au pair program in the States because you wanted to travel, and you didn't you didn't foresee that you would still be in the States, or what your life would
Hmm.
be like now.
Yeah,
Yeah, that you didn't foresee. So how did you process that?
that this is gonna be my new life now.
Yes.
Mm, I think my husband was the biggest factor, honestly. I think
Mm,
he was the biggest factor. Like, he was just so reassuring, so caring. Like, like he made the effort to make me feel so welcome, so protected, so comfortable in this country. Um, and then, like I said, like, yeah, I've always wanted to either come visit the United States or I planned on moving here. So I was like, you know what, if I found a good man, who's willing to take care of me and stuff like that, I mean, who am I to just say no? I've wanted to live here and now I found a partner who's able to help make that possible, if that makes sense. So it really wasn't much of a tough like decision. It's just like I said, I was not mentally prepared that I'm gonna stay here once I got here. It's almost I felt like I didn't have my affairs in order back in South Africa because like I said, my family, it's like, we thought you're coming back. And I was like, I thought I was coming back too. But here we are. I stayed, but I will come visit, and then come visit came like 7 years later, 6, 7 years later, which wasn't the plan. But like I said, everything is just so expensive now to just do on a whim. Um,
mm,
but yeah, I'd say my husband was the biggest factor. And obviously I have goals and aspirations, and I just feel like things are much more easier, and I put easier in quotation marks, like attainable this side than if I was back home for some reason. Because I mean, yeah, America
mm,
is quite forward in a lot of things. It's easier to get to places quicker from this side. Not saying South Africa is not like rapidly catching up, but I
mm,
feel like, yeah, it would have been like it's easier this side. So it worked out. I feel like it worked out.
mm, mm.
Yeah.
Would you ever consider relocating elsewhere, like besides back to South Africa?
Probably. Yeah. I would like to go maybe Amsterdam. Looks so peaceful. If not Amsterdam, maybe the UK.
Okay.
I would do that, but I don't like the cold. And the UK is like 98% cold. Like right
Yes, it
now, I'm
is.
dying with the snow. I'm literally counting down the days till spring. I'm so over the snow. You don't understand. Oh my goodness, I hate it so much. So probably, I don't know, somewhere that's hot. I need the sun. I need like summer to be a constant in my life. But Amsterdam just looks so peaceful. Oh my goodness, it just looks so tranquil. I think that's where I would
Yeah,
go. I
it
think.
definitely does. Even
I think that's where I
Sweden.
go. And Sweden, exactly.
Mm,
Exactly. Those places,
mm,
like they look like something from a fairy tale book.
mm, mm. And they're very for
100%.
education. That's
Exactly.
something that they push forward a lot.
And they just seem so safe as well. Like, I don't think I've ever heard anything weird about Amsterdam or Sweden, now that I think about it. Like, nothing
Yeah,
too major?
yeah, I haven't either, but I also haven't done my research on
Yeah,
them.
exactly.
Yeah, so there's that too. Yeah, I was just
That's true.
curious if there's, another country that you would you would be keen on relocating to.
Of course, we all have one life. We need to travel as much as we can, relocate, experience different cultures. That's how you learn to respect other people, by living or traveling to
Mm,
their countries. Because when you're gonna have opinions about places you've never been, it's like you need to calm down. Like you've never been there, you've never stepped foot out of your country for you to have such a
mm.
strong opinion about things. So go see the world and then judge it based on experience. That's always what I say.
Yes, yes,
You
that's
know,
very, very true. That's
yeah.
very. And how important is it for you, like for your family to incorporate your culture, your
Oh, it's
family in
very
the
important.
USA?
It's very important because we do come from different cultures. Like it was known from day one that I am not American. You know what I mean?
Mm,
So even with our child, like before we even had her, like we both agreed that I will teach her best as I can, like the South African culture as well. She has to know that she is part South African. Like I even want to get her a dual citizenship as well. So if she ever is of
mm,
age and she decides that she wants to relocate to South Africa, she definitely has the right documentation to do that. So it's very, very,
mm.
very important. Like even her middle name, she's named after my sister, Renelwe. So she has a black South African name. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So I had to make
Yes.
sure that no, you know where you come from. Like it doesn't matter. You
Mm,
can have an American accent, it's okay. But just know that you are also half South African and you better be proud of it.
mm, mm.
You know.
Yeah, I think she will definitely be like as she gets older, because already when you guys came here, she loved it. So I'm sure like as she gets older and you guys come here again, she'll show you more of how much she appreciates her South Africanness.
Yes.
I think she would do that, especially based off of what you've told me.
Mm-hmm. Oh no, it's very important. Like she is not gonna miss out on that part. I'll make sure of it.
And would you, I know I did ask you this question earlier on in terms of would you recommend anyone relocating, whether it's, for work or whether it's with their family, and you said, you wouldn't discourage anyone.
Mm-hmm.
People need to go and see the world. But do you
Mm-hmm.
have any like tips or anything that you've had to learn the hard way that people should be more open about or should be aware of?
In terms of relocating to a different country or the United States in general.
No, just relocating to a different country.
Just have your affairs in order. Honestly, have your affairs in order wherever you're leaving from. Like,
Mm,
if you're gonna relocate to a different country, make sure you have the funds to support yourself. It's always better to relocate if a job is the one that's bringing you to that country because they do all the paperwork on your behalf. If you're gonna be doing it for yourself, it's gonna cost you a lot of money. It's gonna drain you mentally because it's a
mm,
lot that goes into it, especially if you have to relocate your whole family as well. It's a lot. So you need to do your research about where you're going, how much it might cost to live in that certain country, what the
mm,
laws are. Obviously, a lot of these places they check your criminal record as well. You know what I mean? So
mm,
you just have to do your research. Do your research about everything and just have your affairs in order and just understand that it's not South Africa. You're going to miss the vibes. You're going to miss the food. You're going to
mm,
miss the people. It's going to happen. I've
mm,
had people saying they've lived in the United States for 20 plus years and still, if they do go back home, because some people have cut ties with the United States, that's their own prerogative. It's fine. We're not here to judge. But some people who've been here for 20 plus years, they'll tell you, once I go home and visit, it just feels like it's home. Like it will never
mm,
change. Home is home. So just understand that by you relocating, yeah, you might be relocating for a better future for your children. You might be relocating for safety reasons. Who knows why you're relocating? Just make sure that your affairs are in order, you know what you're doing, and understand that it's not South Africa, it's not home. You're gonna have to acclimate to a different country, the rules, their way of living. And
mm,
yeah, it's just a big change. It's a big change for sure. It's doable, but it's a big change.
mm, mm. No, that's sound advice. It
Yeah.
definitely is. And in terms of the USA, because there are some cultural differences.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So any tips in terms of, moving to the USA
Oh, sorry.
or
Oh my
anything to be
goodness.
aware of?
Ugh, it applies. The same thing applies. I mean, yeah, same thing applies. You just have to do your research on where you would want to live because different states operate differently, different rates.
Mm,
Some places are more affordable than others. Um,
mm,
again, like you just have to have the money, especially if you're just coming by yourself. You have to have the funds in order to be able to relocate. Yeah, I actually think, if I'm not mistaken, I think you need to have a certain amount in your bank account before you can even apply for a certain visa to move here. That's not work related. Because like I said, if a company hires you to move here, they're the ones that do all the visa work for you. All you have to do is just
mm,
pack up and come in. But then when you just
mm.
want to come in by yourself, it's a lot. It's a lot that they require. And obviously, they're going to check your criminal record, see if you're part of any gang or stuff like that, which is fine. That's
Mm,
protocol. It has to be done to protect your citizens. But yeah,
yes.
just have your affairs in order, know which state you want to move to, and it's possible. It's not impossible. It's possible. It's a long road, but it's possible.
Mm,
Yeah.
yeah, no, you've been there for 8 years, so it's definitely possible. Even though you
Yeah.
didn't foresee yourself being there for so long.
Exactly.
But
Exactly.
yeah, God had other plans.
Always. Always.
Yes, yes. Thank you so much, Miranda, for
You're
sharing
welcome.
your experience living abroad. I know I sound a bit like I'm half dead. It's just because I'm really exhausted.
You can say I don't blame you. I haven't spring cleaned in such a long time. Oh my goodness, it was a lot. Actually, the
Mm,
last time we cleaned like that was when we moved into our house. That was 2022. We had to like scrub this house from top to bottom because it smelled like a dog. Like the people who owned it before, they just let their
yeah.
dog like become like get wet, go outside, come in, and the carpet just smelled of dog. So my mother-in-law
Sure.
was like, "We're gonna scrub this house." That was the last time I think I spring cleaned this house. So I get it, 100%.
Mm,
I
yeah.
get it.
Yeah, it's a lot of work, but you feel so, oh, it's so rewarding afterwards. It's
Yes,
almost
because
like you
everything
just
is
moved
clean.
in. Yes, it's almost like
Exactly.
you just moved
Exactly.
in. So,
100%.
yeah, hard work pays off.
Always. Always.
Yes. Any last
Oh God.
words?
Just I'm proud of you. This is amazing. Honestly, like when you reached out, I was like, whoa, okay. All right, here we go. So and I listened to a few episodes. I was like, this is actually it's a good platform, especially for us mothers. Like this conversation we just had, I feel like I just had a nice releasing therapy session because sometimes we don't listen to, or as mothers, especially me being so far from home, like I just feel like no one understands. Like even if I tell my husband, like, but you don't understand, it's not like I don't trust your mother, it's just that I don't feel the same as if it was my sister. So it feels like
Mm,
a release to kind of be heard by someone who doesn't fully know the story, but for me to tell them like it's not because I don't trust my husband's family, it's just because my mind is playing tricks on me. So it just
mm,
feels good to release and not sound crazy or like it's favoritism type of thing. So this was very
mm.
therapeutic and nice to talk to someone from home who has an accent that is pure and South African.
Thank you. I never thought I'll be saying thank you for that.
You have no idea. There was this one time actually, when I was pregnant, before I gave birth, my husband and I, we went to a sporting event, right? As we were about to enter, there's a group of these, like a group of black people coming out, I think like 4 or 5, like guys and girls mixed. As we're walking in, they were walking out, and then I hear them speaking Swana. I stopped dead in my tracks. I was
Oh, they were
like,
South
excuse
Africans.
me, girl. I was like, Askies, what did you just say? you just speak to her. They're like, yeah, girl, I literally almost fainted. I was like, I didn't know there's more of you in this state. Because I swear, Pittsburgh is like, Pittsburgh, there's like, oh my goodness. There is no South Africans. Like, you'll find them in Atlanta, maybe in like what, maybe LA, Miami, somewhere. But Pittsburgh is like, no. In fact, that I heard them
Mhm.
speaking to Anna, I almost cried. I was like, oh my goodness, I'm not alone in this state. So, oh, girl,
Mm.
you don't understand. You don't understand. When I hear anyone that does not sound American, I'm like, oh my God, yes, yes.
Aw. I think I would
Oh
be too. I
gosh.
would be like, "Whew,
But yeah, it was
okay,
good.
yeah, South Africa is still around."
Bro, bro.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh
Thank you so
no.
much. Thank you so
The
much.
Wi-Fi cut again.
Hi guys, welcome to Intent. I am your host Ronlyn, and today I'm going to be speaking to Mirendah, who is South African, currently living in the USA. She's been there for about 8 years. We're going to be discussing traditions and cultures regarding Western society and South African traditions and cultures. We're going to be continuing that topic, and we have lovely Mirendah with us today. Hi, Mirendah.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good, and you? Ooh, the American
I'm
accent. Hi, how
Oh,
are
girl, please
you?
do not tell me that. I'm telling you, like, everyone I interact with this side, they're like, where you from? I'm like, South Africa. They're like, we can still hear your accent. I'm like, thank God. So now you're scaring me by saying you're hearing a bit of an American accent. Like,
No, no,
what do
now,
you
now,
mean?
now you're like, yeah, you just like, you put me in my place. You were like, nope,
It flips
I
in
heard
here
it
and there
now.
sometimes, but it's not there
Yeah.
fully. No.
Okay. Oh, okay. Okay, so we're gonna get into it. So you said you've been living in the USA for about 8 years.
Correct.
You've been parenting for 1 year,
My
I'm
daughter is
guessing
two
now.
and a half
two
years now.
years. Sorry?
She's 2.5 years now.
Oh my, okay, 2.5 years now.
Yeah.
So we're just gonna be discussing a bit about that, but you can just briefly just give us a background in terms of um what brought you to the USA or took you to the USA, and yeah, until now. Just briefly.
Okay. Okay, so basically, I came here through an au pairing agency. So,
Okay.
for those who don't know what au pairing is basically like it's a cultural exchange program. That's how they structure it. But you're basically like a live-in nanny for whatever age group kids that you'll be taking care of. And
Okay.
in exchange, obviously, you can tour the United States and see the United States. So that's essentially what au pairing is. You are a live-in nanny for an
Mm,
exchange of traveling the United States. So that's how I came to the United States in 2018, sorry.
okay.
And normally that contract lasts for 2 years. That's how it's stated. But you can have host families. So host families are people that you are living with, whose kids you're taking care of. They can either decide to sponsor you to study further. Also, you can be
Mm,
working still for them. But normally the maximum duration that you can work as an au pair is 2 years. And the cutoff age for that is 26. So I managed to literally get into au pairing at 26. Otherwise, the cutoff would have been done for me.
okay, I never knew
Yeah,
there's a age limit.
there is definitely. So I turned 27 in the United States. So had I turned 27 before I au paired or applied for it, I wouldn't have been eligible for it.
Mm,
Yeah.
mm, okay. Okay, and then fast forward, you met your husband. We're getting to parenting. So then you met your husband.
Yeah, I actually met my husband towards the end of my first year. I mean, we were just hanging out, I met him on a dating site and stuff like that. Like, I was just, my mentality was, I'm here for a good time, not a long time. But this man just would not take that. He was like, nah, fam, like, we're about to get locked in. So, yeah, we dated like towards the end of October and then continued dating. And then I think A year after we were dating, he proposed 2 days before my birthday. We got married in 2020. Obviously, with the whole pandemic, it had to be like a small ceremony. Obviously, my family could not attend as well. So we've been married since 2020. And then we had our daughter 2023, who is now 2.5. So she's going to be 3 in July. And yeah, I've been married for what, 5, 6 years now? 5 years? I don't know. But yeah, we've been together basically 8 years, if I can put it that way. So yeah.
Sure, yeah, that's a while. That's
Yeah.
been a while. And then okay. And then you had your little one, and then how has that been? Like in so just generally, like in terms of your journey, do you think if you were in South Africa, the journey would have been better or more challenging?
Well, personally, for me, I feel like after I had her, it was a little bit hard on me because I actually suffered postpartum anxiety. Um, and in that sense, what came with it was I just did not trust anyone with her, including her father. Like I was just not comfortable with her being out of my sight. And as someone who had a C-section, I couldn't give natural birth. She was a big baby, so they had to do an emergency
Mm,
C-section. I'm trying to heal, but at the same time, I'm not allowing anyone to watch over her while I rest. You know what I mean? So it
yes.
took me a long time to get out of that mentality to at least trust her dad, that that's her dad. He's going to take care of her. And I
Mm,
feel that part reason is that if I had someone from home, like my sister, I would have been more comfortable to let go of some of that pressure that I put on myself. And again, no offense to my husband's family, like his mom was here literally as soon as I got discharged from the hospital, she was here. She was helping and all that stuff. But because it's not my blood. Like if my sister was
mm,
here, my blood sister, I would have felt more comfortable. But because she
mm,
wasn't here, I could not get out of my head to be like, this is also your family. You're in a different country, yes, but you married into this family. This is your family. They
mm,
love you. They love your child. They can take care of her. But it took a toll on me, honestly. So yeah, I just feel like if I had someone from home, it would have made
mm,
my newborn phase like easier than what it was.
mm, mm.
Yeah.
I think, yeah, I think a lot of people can resonate with that, even those that are still living within their home country.
Mm-hmm.
If they live away from family, the fact that you don't have somebody that innately you trust, that you grew up with, that has seen you grow up,
Yeah.
it's very very challenging in terms of trust, even though the people that you have looking after your child, that they are trustworthy. It's just it's a different type of trust, if I
Yes.
can just be honest
100%.
about it. Yes, it's a different type of trust. But yeah, I think most mothers can resonate with that, definitely. And then
100%.
what shifted in terms of your comfortability with having somebody else besides yourself look after her?
To be honest with you, it really has not changed much. You would think after two and a
Mm,
half years it would have lessened. With my husband, I had to. I just had to bite the bullet because there's no way I'm going to do this by myself. I'm married. I'm not,
yes.
I'm not like just a single mother. There's someone here to help me. So I had to
Mm,
snap out of it and be like, okay, you have to like let him do what he needs to do. If I have to show him something, I'll show him.
mm,
But with that said, like my child has not left my side. Like if my husband and I have date night, she is there with me. I'm not comfortable yet to leave her
mm,
with anyone. So I don't know. I think maybe I'm waiting for her to be able to formulate sentences better so she can communicate if something happened, if she was not
mm,
happy, if, I think I'm just waiting for that safety net for her to be able to fully communicate. Like she talks now, but she still has that baby talk, like I have to like try to
mm,
figure out what she's saying. She can't fully express herself. So I think I'm waiting for that for me in order to be like, okay, now I can maybe like let you go have a sleepover at your grandparents' house, this and that. So yeah,
mm,
I haven't fully like let go of that fear, I guess, of having my child out of my sight.
mm, mm. No,
Yeah.
no, I totally understand because it's also the fact that you are away from home.
Yes,
You're not just a drive away. It's a
exactly.
journey to get here. It's a journey to
Exactly.
get here. So that I fully understand.
But you know
In
what's
terms of,
crazy?
sorry.
Sorry to cut you off. You know what's crazy? Because we came home in 2024, end of 2024. Yeah, that's when we came home for my husband and his family to come meet my family. Right. We came to South Africa. 2 nights, I think 2 nights, my husband and I left my daughter with my sister, and I was okay with that because she is my sister. So do you see where people could be like, why? Like, what is happening? But I was comfortable to leave her with my sister. We left her for 2 nights. We went out to a Chris Brown concert, and then we went out with some of my friends as well that night. But yeah, I was relaxed. But then we come back this side, and then my guard is like all the way up. So it's
Mm,
conflicting, it's confusing, but I don't know how to explain it.
mm, no, I totally get you. And it will take some time.
Yeah,
Once she starts formulating sentences, as you said, and has more, when once she's more independent, you may be a bit more relaxed in terms of who's taking care of her. Um,
exactly.
no, I fully understand. I do. I do fully get it. So you mentioned
Yeah,
that you and your husband came this side to South Africa for the Chris Brown concert, or just so happened that it coincided with your holiday.
yeah.
Um, you were this side. So I wanted to also find out what what do you miss about home, or what did you realize that you missed about home during that trip?
A family, mostly family, something familiar. Like as much as I've been in this country for this long, it's home, but it's not home. You know what I mean? Like
Mm,
you miss family, you miss the food, you miss the culture. You just it's so different. It's two different worlds, this side
mm,
and that side. And a lot of us, honestly, we've been conditioned to see America as this place based on the movies, reality TV shows that we see until you live in it. And then you're like, oh my goodness, this is not at all what Hollywood is showing us in these movies. You know what I mean?
mm.
um I don't know, girl, and I'm just so tired of speaking English 24/7. I mean, thank God we have technology for me to call my family and switch to vernac and stuff like that, but to be speaking English literally every waking moment, I'm just like, oh my God, I am gonna lose it. Like, what is
Mm,
this? And then you go home, and I feel like the level of how people, how friendly South Africans are, because this side actually had a cultural shock when I first arrived and I met my host kids. Like when like their mom would call them, like maybe the kids are upstairs and then the mom was downstairs. And I took care of teenagers, by the way. I didn't have kids. They were the best kids. Like I got blessed. Anyway, like the mom would call them, like let's say Katie, and then instead of saying yes, mom, they'd go what? So
yeah.
as a South African, it's like yo. What do you mean what?
Mm,
Like, what do you mean? It was such a cultural shock. It's so insane. And I just feel like back home, people are just so welcoming. Everyone's just so happy. It's just like we're really a rainbow nation for a reason. That's how I take it. So yeah, I don't know. Just family, the environment, just being home just felt like home. But obviously because I haven't been home in 8 years, a lot has changed as well. I felt
mm,
like a lot has changed. What I left is no longer there. People have obviously evolved, people have moved. Just
yes.
a lot has changed, but it still felt like home. Like I was like, oh my goodness, yes, I am home. I'm definitely home now. I
Mm,
can feel it.
mm. So
Yeah.
then how do you still like incorporate that South Africanness? Like, have you taught, like, maybe your husband or the people that are around you, have you taught them, some words in your mother tongue, or slang words, South African slang words, or anything like cultural?
I mean, my husband knows all the swear words because that's how I swear at him. Like he knows all of them because he just, sometimes you just have to add a little footag there just to add
Yes.
a little flavor. So he knows that for sure. Like, yeah, he picks up on a few things. And I do try to speak to my child in Zwana. I mean, it's difficult because it's only me, I don't have anyone conversing back for her to pick up quickly. But she does
Yes.
understand a few things. Like I'll say, go get your water from your bedroom in Zwana, and she'll go and get it. I'll say,
Mm.
go put it in the sink, come to mommy, listen to mommy, look at mommy in Zwana, and like she'll respond to it. Obviously, she cannot speak it. Like I said, it's not like she's hearing it from a dialogue type of situation. But
Yes.
yeah, I'm trying best as I can to instill a different language in her. Because, yeah, I mean, knowing only one language is really not a flex, let's be honest.
Yes, it's actually not.
It's
It's
not a
really
flex.
really it's really
So,
not.
yeah. So,
And
yeah, I'm trying.
are there any other ways that you incorporated like the South Africanness, like maybe food or
Mm-hmm.
dressing? Mm.
Yeah, I actually do make South African food from time to time. Like, thank God we have Amazon that has some South African food. So I'll buy like pap, maize meal, and then I'll make some maize meal. I mean, my child has
Mm.
tried it. She ate it more in South Africa than here. Like, I'll give it to her and then she'll be like, okay, no, it's fine. But I think it's just a matter of pushing and, like keep introducing it to her. My husband tried it. He's not
Yes.
really a fan. And pap is almost similar to grits this side. He also doesn't like grits. So I wouldn't expect him to like pap as well. So
Oh,
yeah,
grits.
grits. Yeah, it's basically like pap, just not as refined as pap. It's a little grittier, but
Oh.
it's the same as pap. You can literally make it pap if you had to eat pap that way.
Oh,
But
putu.
yeah, and putu, exactly. It's almost like putu. Exactly.
Mm.
100%. Almost like putu.
Okay. Oh, I
Yeah.
never
So
knew
I
that.
try. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Maybe they sell it at Walmart. I heard there's a Walmart in South Africa.
Yeah, there's one in Randburg. I haven't
Yeah.
been there yet, but yeah, I've heard there's one in Randburg.
If you go, just maybe try looking for the grits in the cereal section.
Okay. I've also heard that in terms of the grocery stores, they are huge. There are like two cereal aisles. There's
Girl,
just a lot of options.
it's a lot, but I don't think it's anything that we really don't have except a different name.
Oh, okay.
Honestly, they taste similar. It's just different name, different branding, but it's nothing really to stand out about.
Mm.
Yeah. So, but it's worth
Okay.
trying. I'll never tell anyone not to try something new.
Yeah. Yeah. And you mentioned, in terms of you missing your family, even though you've been there, for quite a while, home will still be home. So,
Yeah.
how do you keep yourself grounded?
While living here,
Yes.
I mean, it's just being authentic to yourself. I feel like knowing who you are, where you came from, like
Mm.
just because I live in the United States and a lot of people will see that as like an achievement, like I've upgraded in life, sure, if you
Mm.
want to see it that way. And yes, I'm very blessed with the life that I have, but I'm not gonna now act high and mighty towards people back home that I've left, because I know with the whole job thing that's happening in South Africa where people are struggling to get jobs, I'm not about to, rub it in your face like I'm living the high life in America, this, and that. So you stay grounded, you stay
Mm.
humble, you're still the same person. Things can change
Yes.
tomorrow, so you need to be as humble as possible.
Mm.
So yeah, just be authentic to yourself and be grounded. Like just know where you come from. I'm proud of where I come from. I tell anyone who's willing to listen where I come from. I'm very proudly South African, and my husband and I even spoke about it.
Mm.
Should we ever hit the lottery, we are coming back home. Like we're not playing. We're coming back. So I'm a South African girl through and through. Like listen, through and through, I'm that girl.
I can tell. I can tell. Since you mentioned since you mentioned, like if you guys have to hit the lottery, you guys would relocate. What do you appreciate about you relocating that side?
What do I appreciate about like from South Africa to America?
Yes, yes.
Hmm. I mean, there is a lot of, I would say there is more opportunity for you to basically explore more than back
Mm.
home. Um, Yeah, like the opportunities. I've always wanted to visit America. That has always been a thing for me. Like one day I will go to America, I will visit, maybe I will live in America. I didn't expect it to happen this way, but it
Mm.
happened this way. You know what I mean? I worked. So it was a different experience to basically just live in a different country. Um, and it's just, wow. Eh, do you mind asking that question again? Because now I lost my train of thought.
What do you appreciate about relocating?
There we go. So also how the safety aspect
Mm.
of it. Like back home, even my husband, like before I dated my husband, I dated like around and stuff like that, just hanging out with other people. And they were
Mm.
so chilled about like leaving their cars unlocked. And I'm like, why aren't you locking your car? They're like, why should I? Whereas back home, with us, it's like you lock every single thing. You don't leave your
Yes.
phone unattended. And then you get these people who are so chilled, literally leaving their cell phone, their car keys in the gym locker room without the door to like lock your stuff and just put it in a slot. Like they are so comfortable and just so free with everything, with
Mm.
stuff like that. They're not worried about stuff like that we think about. And not saying there's no crime in America. There's definitely crime in America. But
Mm.
compared to South Africa, it's kind of more chilled, if that is the correct way to describe it. I don't know.
Mm.
But again, like I said, like there is room for opportunity this side. If you work hard at it, stay focused and all that stuff, there is definitely huge opportunity to succeed.
Mm. Mm.
Yeah, it was
And
just a whole different experience.
would you recommend people relocating with their kids, with their family, with their spouse and kids?
Um, Currently, with what's happening, oh,
Mm.
I would say just do your research. I mean, I wouldn't put anyone against it. Like, obviously, when
Mm.
you come here, come correctly, come legally. Like have a
Mm.
plan when you come here.
Mm.
Um, Moving to a different country is always a yes for me. Like, try something out of your comfort zone for sure. Try something
Mm.
out of your comfort zone. You only live once. Why not?
Mm.
But if you had to ask me specifically currently with what's happening in this country, I would say no. But generally, I would say 100%. I would encourage anyone, even with au pairing. Like, as much as a lot of au pairs and ex au pairs feel like au pairing is basically a scam, like they lie to us about what it entails, I would not
Mm.
discourage anyone to do it. I would say do it and then make up your own mind. At least try it. And then if it fails or what everyone has been saying about it comes true, at least you also tried it out for yourself. Because different things work out for different people differently. So we're not all gonna fit in the same box. You know what I mean? So I'm all
Yeah.
for encouraging someone to try something and then you have your own outcome so that you can tell your story. So yeah, I
Mm.
would encourage anyone to move for sure.
Mm. Did au pairing like in a way prepare you for where you are now? Because you're looking after kids, even though they were older kids, but just in terms of living in a different country, parenting in a different country, did it somehow prepare you?
I would say it did because again, like we are all
Mm.
raised differently, South Africans and Americans. Like I told you, kids here they are very chilled. Some would say the kids here rule their parents. Not every culture, obviously, but a lot of the
Mm.
kids here, like literally, like they rule their parents. Their parents are so chilled and stuff like that. Like they take their kids BS. And for me, as South Africans, like when your mother, your father say yay, you know what that yay means. Like you stop, same time.
Yes.
So I think it kind of prepared me in the sense that, okay, yeah, as much as these kids have rights in this country, like you can't just like hit your child. Obviously, no one should really be hitting their kids.
Mm.
But you need to find a way to discipline them. Like, I'm not your friend. You know what I mean? Like, I'm still
Mm.
your parent. Like, I'm trying to help you. I'm trying to guide you, even though. And also, another thing that I've learned in this country that I know a lot of South Africans really cannot resonate with is that we have to listen to our kids. They are also humans. They have emotions. They have opinions. You might not agree with it, but listen to them, trying to understand and find a middle ground. So I've learned that I need to also treat them like humans. Just because I'm older than them, I've been on this earth for longer than them, I know a lot more than them, does not mean that I know everything. You know what I mean?
Mm, mm,
So I've learned to be compassionate in that sense, that take a breath, listen to what they need, and then try and work together to resolve whatever issue that they have.
mm.
So, oh,
Yeah, that's very
what happened?
important. I do
Oh
agree, and
no,
I also think it's a clash of cultures because traditionally, um, South Africa is one of those countries that's quite traditional in a sense of respecting your elders, listening to older people, and not really having the younger ones being listened to. It's more of do as you're told and not as you see.
what happened?